Okay, friends, I am here. I just had to gather some more supplies, and today we're going to work on this little bear. I can't show you a picture because my printer is messed up, but this one is a free pattern on Grace and Yarn. So I have my pile of yarn. I have a few projects queued up that I need to finish, and then of course, as usual, starting new ones before the others are finished. So let me just check what size hook I'm going to need, which of course I didn't print that out. So I think we'll just go with a, let's see, maybe a 3.25. So it's a free pattern from Grace and Yarn. They have a bunch available, and this is a little bear. It's going to be an ornament. Well, I'll show you my printout. It looks terrible, but see this little guy? Isn't that cute? I'm going to do that. I'm going to start with this latte yarn. I actually found that I had some left over. So it starts with a light color, and then it will transition to these other colors. I'm not sure how quickly it'll do that for the bear, because I do have a fair amount of the lighter color left. Actually, the very first step is going to be making the nose. And the nose is, this is perfect because I have this white entanglement here. I was organizing my yarn yesterday, and I put away my yarn spinner before I could make some cakes. So that's where we're at today. So let me find the hook that I would like to work with, and that will be, so I have the smallest one showing here so far is a 4.0. that is a G6, and what do we have here? 2.75. okay, that's a little bit tiny. Let me see, I had some laying around on my table too, so let me make sure if I put it in the bag. Oh, here we go. This one's good. No, that's even bigger, 4.5. All right, 3.25. That's the one I'm going to use, 3.25. And according to the directions, we will start with the nose. And the nose is going to be, start with a magic circle. Let me rearrange my chair and get my camera to where you'll be able to see clearly. There we go. And Claire, that is so crazy. Can you forward that message to me? To my email address? Hey, Jerry. Oh, did you change your profile name, Jerry? Looks different. Thanks for letting me know it's you. I'm just going to correct my display real quick. Claire, that is so weird, because I even went into my Shopify to look and see, and I have my settings so that, and I don't even ship anything by UPS. You know what? Be careful. That could be a spam. Don't click on anything in the message. Just forward it straight to me. Yeah, it is going to be interesting. Yeah, don't click on anything. I feel like that's a scam someone's trying to do. And my Shopify is set up so that any messages that go out, I will receive a copy in my inbox. I didn't have any copy. And you didn't even buy it through Shopify. You bought it independently. Yeah, for sure. That's definitely not because I don't ship using UPS. I ship using the postal service, usually priority if I can. All right, so yeah, don't click on anything. I mean, unfortunately, this is a season when people are trying to take advantage of other people, and they are professionals at making things look legitimate. I didn't even think about that it could potentially be a scam. I just was thinking if Shopify glitched, and then right now it just dawned on me, you purchased direct from me. We didn't even go through Shopify. Okay, magic circle, 6 single crochets. Oh, what am I doing? Oh my gosh. Reading 6 single crochets, and then I'm gonna do, I was on live with Angelina last night, and I was going to work on a project this morning. I don't remember what it was. Oh, but we were looking for this free pattern on Ravelry. She had located this really cute little amigurumi turkey. So we were looking for that and couldn't find it. I did happen to find somebody that had completed the pattern. It's a free pattern. All the links on the creator's site don't work. So we were trying to research that. Claire, I'm making a little bear ornament. The printout looks terrible because something was happening with my printer, but I just did maintenance to fix the ink. Let me see if I can. Yeah, there we go. This is a free pattern on Grace and Yarn. So if you're interested in any free patterns, I'm just trying to make a few little small things for my shop that's coming up. Yeah, so the links for the creator, her name is Jillian Nestor in Ravelry for the free amigurumi turkey. The links didn't work. She had several different links saying you can get the free pattern on Ravelry, you can get that it's at this other location, Pop Culture Crochet. So I tried that and couldn't find it, or it wouldn't work. 5. All the links say internal server error, which I'm not sure of all the different options of what that could be, but it is potentially that the website is down or not in existence anymore. So I did find somebody that completed the pattern, and I emailed her and asked her if, like what timeline did she have? When did she complete it? She had left comments and tagged the creator. And then I asked her if she would email me the pattern only because it's free. And I did tell her, that I wouldn't ask her if it wasn't free, and explained to her that I tried all the links for the creator and it wasn't working. And I even searched independently in Google and all that good stuff. So, okay, so this is the nose. So you can see, where's my little pointer? This will be the nose right here. I currently do not have black. It's calling for a stitch with black, but what I'll do is just use one of the, use the latte and use the dark brown. So I'm just going to make this little nose. Now we're on round 2. This is a working in the round. So you're not doing a slip stitch to join, just moving right into round 2. This is going to have the typical increase where, and let me mark it because this, even though this is small and it's only 3 rounds, I want to make sure I don't keep going, and then we have like a giant proboscis on the front of the bear. So I'm just increasing. Started with a magic circle, 6 single crochets in the magic circle, excuse me, and then this one is going to be round 2, and it's an increase in each stitch. So that is going to make a total of 12 stitches once we get around, and then round 3 is just a single crochet once in each stitch, so that's another round of a total of 12 stitches. So, I mean, I don't think you technically need to count on this. As long as you're doing your increase, it's not complex. And then just go around again. And then I'll keep that stitch marker in just so that I know where to end. This is going to be the nose of the little bear. And I think what I'm gonna do is just have a bunch of little random, good morning, thank you so much. Oh, Debbie, have fun at your haircut. The best part is the hair washing. I think there are actually some places they will do like scalp massage. So I'm working on this little bear. Let me move. I just started piling up a bunch of yarn because I thought about things I was going to make today. And I'm making this little bear. Now, anything you see on my TikTok is for sale. Sorry, I'm kind of jumping around. This is a new pattern for me. It is a free pattern on Grace and Yarn. And actually, oh, I don't have my Sharpie here. I was going to write that down, but I am working on just making a bunch of little things to include in my market. I think what I'll do is have a basket and just put a bunch of different amigurumis in there, probably priced at $5 or $10. The bigger ones will be 10, and then just see what happens. How are you doing, S. Freddie U Creations? Sorry, I'm doing my best to pronounce that. And what kind of creations do you have? It looks like your screen name might be your first initial and your last name. At first I thought it said Freud, but it does not say Freud. So this is going to be the bear's little nose. You can see my printout here. I thought that the ink was out, so I replaced the ink last night. So there's 4 different inks. I call it the pink, the yellow, and the blue, and then of course the standard black. And then they combine to make the colors that appear in the pictures. But last night it looked like the pink was acting up. So I changed it out, but then this morning when I printed it was still not working. So I did a maintenance where it cleans the print head, and then it cleaned the nozzles. So we'll see next thing I print. I usually just print in black and white because I don't want to use up a bunch of ink that isn't necessary. Honestly, pretty much black and white is fine for everything I need it for. On some of the crochet patterns, I will print it out in color just to see the contrast. Okay, here we are. So this makes a little bit of a dome because round 2 and round 3 are both 12 stitches. Now we're going to fasten off, and I'm going to search for my scissors, and we'll leave a long tail because we'll use that tail to sew. Now this doesn't call for a slip stitch, but I slip stitch it just so that the connection where you tie off is more smooth. Okay. So this is a little dome, and that's going to be his nose. And now it says get the piece of black, but I am going to use this dark brown. So I'm just going to look for, actually, let me see where the end is. I can I find the end? This one is about ready for caking. Where is the outside end? It looks like, oh my goodness. When, oh, wait a second. There we go. So I'm going to use a piece of this because that'll be a nice contrast, but complementary to the little bear's body. I'm going to use the rest of the latte for his body. And it's saying on the pattern that this will be about 4.5 inches tall. Since I did not print out the part with what size of a needle or what size of hook, it might be a little bit different size, but that's okay. I don't expect it to be much bigger or smaller than 4.5 because I am using a small hook. Okay, so let's get this needle threaded. Okay, so I have this trick. If you have trouble threading your yarn through a needle, you can put sewing thread through it, and then you loop the sewing thread around, like, I'll show you. Let's pretend this is sewing thread. You loop the sewing thread around the yarn, and then you can poke the sewing thread through. Actually, it probably would work better if I do it the opposite way. Let me show you. I'll get a super big needle or eye of the needle. Okay, so pretend this is sewing thread. You put the sewing thread, which is going to be super simple, in this eye. Put the sewing thread. Then put your yarn. Let me cut off another piece. So pretend this is the yarn you're going to be sewing with. You loop your sewing thread over, and of course it'll be a lot easier going through this eye than the yarn that I'm using for a demo. So put your sewing thread through there, hold your crochet yarn, and then grab both ends of the sewing thread. Okay, pretend this is attached to the skein, and this is the end that's going to go through the needle. So hold your attached thread. This is attached to the skein, and then you pull. Let me make sure I have it the right direction. You pull your sewing thread through, and then you have your needle threaded. See? Easy peasy. You can use that on any kind of yarn in case it's too difficult to get it through. You definitely get all the strands. So there you go. That's your trick of the day. Okay, now we're going to sew the detail on the little bear's nose. And it says pass through 2 stitches between the second and third rounds. So here is, and let's pick which is going to be the top of the nose. And then I also want to sew down my magic circle string so that magic circle doesn't loosen. Okay, so we're going to call this the bottom, and then we're going to sew the nose between rounds 2 and 3, and you can see by the picture that's going to make the little nose line kind of towards the top of the little nose piece, and it says go over 2 stitches. So here's 1, here's 2, and then you can always eyeball it. Just look at it and see, like, does that, oh, well, first of all, look, this is the bottom, so this is like he has a broken nose or something. So let's do that again. Okay, so do that, and it says between rounds 2 and 3, and that is super simple. And then 2 stitches, and it says 1, but I'm going to try it with 2 just to give it a little more accent. Don't be afraid to check out different things with your it doesn't seem to make much of a difference. So I can take that out. And I'm done with the needle. So I'll take that out. I took the needle off. And again, this is a free pattern from Grace and Yarn. She has a bunch of free patterns on there. Okay, now, since I'm on the back, I'm just going to go ahead and knot this. Oh my goodness. And you know what I just thought of? I put all my stuffing in the garage. Oh my goodness, of course. Okay, so we're going to tie that, cut these ends off, and we'll just keep going along with the bear. It does say slowly stuff it as you go, but since I put all my stuffing in the garage, we're not going to do that. I'll just get as far as I can. Okay, now I'm going to thread the needle for tying off the magic circle. And I want to do that now so that it doesn't loosen up at all. So this is kind of a dome. So I'm just going to flip it the other direction, pull my magic circle tight again, and then just weave it through some of the stitches. It doesn't have to be neat because it's going to be on the inside. You just want to make sure to get it woven in there and then tie a good knot so that the magic circle in the center stays closed nice and tight. This keeps getting in there. Okay. All right, so that's nice and tight. Going to just weave the end in again for nothing really because nobody's going to see it. Okay, and then cut it and leave this tail because we're going to use the tail when we sew the nose to the body or to the face. Okay, now the trick is where to put the nose so I don't lose it. So I set it aside over here in my bucket with my amigurumis. Okay. All right, so put the needle away so don't lose the needle. That has been known to happen. Okay. Now the nose part, it doesn't say anything about stuffing it, but once we're attaching it to the face, then we will see what it says. Okay, so here's the little bear that we're making. And I have a 3.25 hook, and I'm going to use this latte yarn, latte stripe. Thank you for the likes, you guys. Thank you, thank you. Thank you for the follows. Appreciate it. Hope you guys are having a great day. I'm going to work on this little bear. Let me see if I can write this for you so you can see. Free pattern. It might not show up. Free pattern. Grace and Yarn. But I will warn you, she has a bunch of really cute free patterns. And as a matter of fact, I need to go back and verify that she gives permission for creators to make and sell items with her patterns. I want to be respectful of that. But here you go, free pattern, Grace and Yarn. I don't have a huge working space today, or any day for that matter. What am I talking about? So I'm trying to make the most of it. But anyways, a lot of creators allow that you can make and sell, make items from their pattern and sell them. But, you know, you want to be respectful. Okay, so create a magic circle. We're going to start, I'm going to create a magic circle and crochet with my pen. Oh, let me adjust that. There you go. Hey, Jerry, you're back. Oh, I see your picture. Nice. So it's interesting because your other profile name includes Jerry in it. Did you do a backup account or did you change your display name? It could totally be TikTok. Okay, so there's my magic circle. And then it says 6 single crochet. And it does look like this pattern is worked in the round. And what that means is you're just going to keep building on your round. You're not slip stitching to connect. So we're going to do 6. I have so much I have to get done, you guys. It's not even funny. It's fun stuff, but it's just a lot. And I was thinking last night, I had 2 custom orders that I will bring to my show on the 19th, but they're custom in a sense of the customer picked the item that they want, but I went ahead and created the items, which if it is definitely a custom that you would not be able to resell, you know, like a personalized item, never ever do that. But on these, I could easily sell them to other people. So I went ahead and did it. I will package them to have set aside because I remember at my last market when I spoke to the customers, they said, you know, they would like to pick up, but I also offered the option that they can pick up at the show. So I will package them for pickup at the show. And then if they show up, great. If not, then I probably would sell them about halfway through. And unless, like, what I can do is message the customer and then they can tell me for sure they will pick up or they won't, hopefully. But we'll see. I should have gotten their phone numbers so I could text them. Okay, so now we're on round 2. We're going to do an increase in every stitch. So then at the end, we will have 12 stitches. And today I'm making this little bear ornament in this little printout. Oh, by accident. Okay, Jerry, I gotcha. I like that you changed your photo, though. I did recognize that profile picture was somebody that I follow, but I wouldn't have been able to remember or guess like that it was you. So, oh, and I was watching your post about how the guys try to message you for things other than information about crochet. That was so funny. I mean, it's typical like man behavior, not because every man does that, but just always trying to, you know, flirt or whatever. And it isn't appropriate, but I laugh at it. I get messages all the time. Hey, gorgeous. It's like, okay, unless you totally went through my whole profile, I don't know that you've even seen me. And there's a lot more quote unquote gorgeous people out there. Okay, let's see now. Magic circle. Okay, we went around and we'd finished the second round. Let me just count. So we have one, actually this is the first stitch of the second round. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then we'll do, I must have missed a double on one, so we'll do one more right here, and that's fine. These kind of patterns are easy adjust. I'm not going to pull out a whole round just for that because I can easily make that correction. So this one says do a single crochet in the first stitch. Okay, and then, sorry, I was reading the pattern and I was thinking, wait a minute. And then it says a single crochet increase in the next stitch. So here I'm marking this because that's the beginning of the third round. I did 1 single crochet and then it's saying to do 2 in the next stitch. So these are so tiny, so you got to make sure, where is my first stitch, where is my second stitch. Okay, so 2 single crochets in the second one, and the way it's written is uppercase SC space INC, and that means single crochet increase. And oh my gosh, did I do 2? Jeez, I need to just stop talking. Yeah, okay. So this is a typical circle increase. On round 1, it's just 1. On round 2, it's 2 stitches in the same stitch. On round 3, it's 1, 2, 1, 2. So you're doing your increase in every other stitch. And I believe we are working from the bottom up. Okay, so there's 2, 1, and then you can count your stitches at the end of each round to make sure that you've counted and executed correctly. So this is a really cute little bear. I think you could also use it like a tie onto a gift bag. You know how people will buy little bows or jingle bells or something just to make the package a little more festive? You could easily make this and add it onto the gift wrapping. Okay. And we're getting to the end here. Something is wrong with my eye. It's getting itchy. Not like pink eye itchy, but like something's in the air itchy. Okay, so I'm going to put 2 here, but I'm going to go back and count, and then I can make an adjustment. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay, perfect. And then on this round, which is the 4th round, it's going to be 1 single crochet in the first stitch, and then I'm going to put my stitch marker. Oops. And 1 single crochet in the next stitch, and then do the increase. And then you just do a repeater of that until you get back around to the beginning. So single, single, double, single, single, double. And that just means, that's how I repeat it in my head. So that just means 1 stitch, 1 stitch, 2 stitches. 1 stitch, 1 stitch, 2 stitches. And then at the end of this round, you should have, I think it's 24. Yeah, 24. I don't even have any music on today. I was researching these patterns, and then I had aimed to go live at 6, and I noticed I was just running a little bit late, so I just piled up my yarn and hopped on. Okay. Let me just double check this. Okay, double, single, single, double. Okay. And then we will count at the end. Because it should end right here with those doubles, but let's count. Take my hook out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Perfect. All right. Now, round 5. And then at some point, you finish the increases, and then you're building up the sides of the body. I'm just going to pull out some more of my yarn since this skein is getting so flat. I don't really want to move it around too much. And now on the next round, we're going to do 3 singles and then 2 stitches in one. Okay, so let's do 1 single, add the stitch marker, 2, 3, and then 2 stitches, and then 3 singles, 1, 2, 3, and then 2 in here, and then you see how that little circle is coming along? Okay, I think I missed my double. There's 2. 1, 2, 3. I guess we'll find out at the end. Sometimes it's super easy to see your stitch count. Sometimes it's not. I try not to worry about it too much. Just count the stitches as I go. There we go. There we go. Coming right along. Okay, now it looks like I have an extra stitch here. Typically you end at the end of the repeat, and on this repeat it's the 2 stitches, 1, 1, 1, 2 stitches, 1, 1, 1. So let me count my stitches, see where the mistake is, and go from there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. It's supposed to be 30, so I guess I'll just do the double right there. Because if we do the double right here, then that's the end. Oh, actually that is correct, because I started with the single stitches and the double stitches ended the repeat. So that is correct. All right, and then now we're on round 6, and we're going to do 4 stitches and then 2 stitches together. So that's how you can gradually do your increase without making your item concave or convex. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 2. And you can make, hey Hessa, hey Nestle, how's it going? You can use, I'm using a 4-weight yarn with a 3.25. Each pattern will tell you what size to use, but I didn't print that out, so I'm just going for it with a 3.25. The finished size is supposed to be 4.5 inches, but that's also going to depend on your tension. So that's just a guide on what to expect with the using the recommended hook size and yarn that they have. But if yours comes out a little bigger or a little smaller, don't freak out. Well, unless it's a lot bigger, and your tree might topple if you hang it on there. Now I'm crocheting pretty slowly today. This hook is so small, it kind of gets the best of me. But with Amigurumi, you also want to have it pretty tight so that you're not having the stuffing show through. Okay, let me count because I lost count here. Where is my double? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. This one should be a double. And then I'll check again because sometimes my eyes can deceive me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, okay, there we go. Okay. So I'm on live with you guys. Usually in the mornings I'm checking in on some of my favorite TikTokers. I have another profile name, Mom's Travel Team, that I use for, just putting my family adventures. And so I follow a couple different people on there that they go live each morning. One of them is a lady in Savannah, Georgia, and she tours people around Savannah, Georgia. Yesterday she was doing like a little car tour at, I forget the name of the, not Belvedere, it starts with a B. So she was driving around talking about that. And when I say she tours people around, she is actually touring around people on TikTok. Okay, so the repeat should end with the double, but I'm ahead 1 space. So let me see. 1, 2, 3. Oh, well, that's what, wait, 1, 2, 3. I did the double right after 3, and that's not correct. So that's awesome. Let me just check again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, round 6. It's 4 and then 1. So I need to go back because, well, leave this in because I did not do 4 and, well, let me count the stitches. 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. Well, it's only supposed to be 36, so let's just do a single in the next one rather than frogging all the way back to the beginning. Okay, now we are starting round 7, and it says for rounds 7 through 9, do single crochet around, and it is not increasing, so it's just going to be those 36 stitches. And I will still put my marker here because I want to remember where round 7 started, and then I will know to count 7, 8, and 9. Those rounds will be 36 stitches each. And then we'll do another increase at round 10. Okay, so here's where we're cooking with gas. I don't know that term. Somebody, it's like supposed to mean you're speeding up. I do not know the origin, but if you study origins of phrases, it can be quite interesting. So later I might actually go live with my affirmations. I have a new job starting on Monday, and my friend Angelina sent me some affirmations. Actually, she had them on the live last night, so I took screenshots. So I am going to write those down and then do a repeat. I don't know, it's kind of fun. I have a bunch of colored pens, so might try those out. So here we're finishing up round 7. Oh, on my other profile, so here's something interesting. Oh, I can comment while I'm live. Okay, so let me set this down. On my other profile, I follow some other creators, and one of them is the lady that tours people around Savannah. I think that's it. Moms. Yeah. So feel free to follow me there as well. But the lady goes on TikTok, tours people around Savannah. And then the other lady is actually living in her Prius. She is on a journey. She started in Tampa, and she has made a plan for herself for this little road trip. She's already been on the road 10 months. I'm not 10 months, 8 weeks, so 2 months. And she sold all her belongings, stocked up. I mean, this woman, she's got everything locked down. She has her bed made up in her Prius in the passenger side. She even has her 2 cats with her. She's got her dry goods storage, a little cooler. And I'm not 100% sure, but I think the cooler plugs in so that it has like electricity with the car battery. And she's got her little kitchen set up and everything. She has a trailer hitch where she has a storage, and so that gives her the extra space. And I mean, she thought of everything. Whenever she's on live, people will ask questions. Oh, what about this? What about that? And she very kindly explains, even things like the cats have a litter box, and she invested in a certain type of litter box that is small and compact, but also minimizes the kitty litter flying out. And, she doesn't have any schedule, so she will stop and clean the kitty litter whenever the cats use the restroom for number 2. And then she's camping, she's staying with friends, and just showing her journey on her live. She was at a park yesterday, for about 3 nights. And so she's showing what she's doing there, how to prepare her food and all that stuff. She's pretty cool. And she's 40 something. but her name on TikTok is sugar.life, and her name in real life is Sandal. Hey, Katie K Cat. Aw, you're so sweet. Oh, and happy Veterans Day to you all who might have served or been a family member of somebody that served. My mom was in the Navy, and she met my dad, and they were married. Long story short, she ended up only being in the Navy for a short time because after they got married, then they were expecting my sister, and at that time, apparently, pregnant women weren't allowed to stay in, or there weren't accommodations, or maybe my parents just made the decision that my mom would get out of the Navy. But then they got orders and moved to San Diego. So it could have been part of that too, because if he gets orders and she doesn't, I don't know. That was 60, 61, 62, something like that. Okay, so I think we're coming up on, oh no, this is the end of round 8, and we're going to have one more round. Yes, thank you everyone for your service, for sure. But even being a family member of a veteran, supporting them, making sure that they know that you're there for them when they're back from their deployment. Yeah. All right. All right, here we are finishing round 8. Ooh, and I see a little bit of a color change coming. That's cool. Oh, there you go. Army Reserve. If I had known back then what I know now, I probably would have signed up to be a reservist. One of my friends was in the reserves and gets a retirement from that. I never even had any idea. I don't know what it is. She's had also private sector jobs and public sector jobs, if that's the way you express it. And so she might have pension and such from those as well. I don't know. I probably wouldn't be able to pass the physical training because I assume reservists, you don't just go sign up. You have to have training too. That'd be great if you have the full-time enlisted and they've been training and doing all this stuff, and then the reserves get called up and the reserves show up like, okay, what are we doing here? You know what I mean? Like not up to par with, their training or whatever. So thank you for your service, Katie. Oh my gosh, Katie K. Katie K Cat. That's a fun one to say. All right, so we're coming up on the end of round 9. I think 1, 2. Okay, so I marked the beginning of 7. So here's 7. Here's 8. Maybe it's the end of 8. And then we're going to do 9. And then after 9, we're going to be doing some more increase. Oh no, at round 10, we're going to do an invisible decrease. So I'll show you that as well. I learned about that on one of my other projects. The abbreviation is INV space DEC, invisible decrease. Now, I've been crocheting for a long time, but I learned when I was 8 from my dad. He was left-handed, and then you pick it up, you put it down, you pick it up, you put it down. So I have not been crocheting for 5 decades. I have known how to crochet for 5 decades. So I'm still learning. I'm still getting the different abbreviations down and adding to what I know how to do. But then sometimes you have a space in time where there's a gap, so you have to refresh your memory. Luckily, we have a lot of resources online. All right, so here we're starting round 9. So you can see the stitch marker is at round 7, here is round 8, and here we're starting round 9. And let me show you the picture real quick. So you see here is, this little guy's going to be kind of big. And you can see the body. Let me find my pointer. You can see the body has like a little bit of a dome shape on the bottom, which we have that as well. And then we're going up the sides, and then it's going to start the decrease. So it won't be as noticeable until we're up closer to like where the scarf is. And then you'll see the body kind of shaping like a little rounded bowling pin. And these kind of patterns, you can also adapt them. You know, you add more rows and make it longer, make it more of like a toy rather than an ornament. I mean, honestly, I think this is going to be kind of big for an ornament, but you never know. Maybe it's going to be in Times Square or wherever they put that giant tree in New York. But another thought, exactly. Yeah, that is actually one of my things. Always keep learning with everything in life. Don't be a know-it-all. Nobody can know it all. Talk to people, learn from other people, open minds, you know? Okay, what was I saying? Oh, a note about safety eyes. So anything that I make with Amigurumi that has the safety eyes, I make sure that it is clear these are not for children, because the safety eyes are not 100% foolproof. You have a determined kid that gets that thing and starts chewing on its face and the button pops off. Not the button, the safety eye. So if you're making something for little children, consider doing crocheted eyes, unless you are 100% confident that the eyes were tested and are compliant with all the restrictions for selling children's toys, etc. And I actually think that I heard something, I did not research this myself, that if you are making things for children, you need to safety test it for flammability and all this different stuff. So what that would mean is creating one of everything that you're intending to sell to children, testing it, documenting it, and then creating another one that you're going to sell. So for me, it's just easier for me to say these are not for children. And as a matter of fact, I don't think that is an option that you are going to test it yourself. I believe you have to send it somewhere so that you have like the official certification. Ooh, I'm on, I think, round 10. 7, 8, 9. Okay, so let's back up. And I'm going to put my stitch marker there. Then I'm going to count and make sure I'm at 36 and then move the stitch counter accordingly. All right, so let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. Okay, perfect. All right, and now we're going to start our invisible decrease. I'm going to leave that stitch marker there, but I'm just going to fix it. This one has like a little snag on it. My handy dandy scissors. There we go. That should smooth it out a little. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to leave the stitch marker there. And the next stitch will be our first stitch of round 10. Round 10 starts with 4 single crochets, each in its own stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then let me check. All right, I have my stitch marker in the right place. And then I'm going to do an invisible decrease. So the way you do the invisible decrease is you do your front loop only. And I'm going to do that with 2 stitches and then just pull through both. Okay, and then 4 single crochets again. So you can see this is not difficult. Just the hardest part is keeping track of how many stitches and making sure you're using the right size hook and the project appropriate yarn. And it's not the end of the world if you use the wrong hook. You're just going to end up with a project that is a different scale than what the creator imagined. And then I just keep smoothing to make sure that I'm not getting big gaps, because when you put the stuffing, you don't want to have a bunch of stuffing showing through the holes. Okay, let's see here. I think that's my, where did I do my decrease? Okay, right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh my gosh, I have that song stuck in my head. What does a fox say? Okay, that's 4. So let's do this invisible decrease. Okay, another invisible decrease. And we're getting back around to the beginning. And so on round 11 and 12, we are going to just do the straight stitch in each stitch. But once we finish this round, we want to count the stitches. Okay, so let's see. And it should be 30. So we were at 36 and now we went down to 30. Yep, 30. Okay, perfect. And now we're going to do 2 rounds of 30, or 2 more rounds of 30. So that will mean no increase, no decrease. Tighten up your stitch so you don't get that big hole. And as a matter of fact, I am going to, all right, what did I just do? Okay, that was my decrease. Okay. I am going to go ahead and take care of my magic circle. So let me turn this inside out. Now, I don't know if it's possible to just leave the magic circle and then it will stay tight, but I'm not going to chance it. You don't want to have the project out there in the world somewhere and then the magic circle loosens up and the stuffing falls out. Not good. So this is interesting. I love the texture of the inside. Do you see how it looks totally different? Pretty neat, huh? All right, so let's take care of this magic circle. Pull it tight. Now, I've heard people say they were pulling their magic circle tight and the thread, yarn, whatever, broke. I have never had that experience, but I am not working with natural fibers. I'm working with acrylic, polyester, some wool blends, but the wool in there is not that much. Maybe it's possible to have so much strength that you break the natural fibers, or it might be the way that the yarn is made. All right, so trim that off. Put the needle away. Okay, and then I might bop over to the garage and grab my stuffing. I think we're okay for a little while. All right, so here is round 11. That marker is showing us the beginning of round 11. We've done one stitch. So we're going to do round 11 and round 12. We'll each have 30 stitches. We did our invisible decrease on round 10, and that made round 10 30 stitches as well. Yeah, I don't need the stuffing quite yet, because if I tried to put stuffing in here, it's just going to fall out while I'm working. So I want to have a little bit more of side to that. The notations say to add the stuffing as you go, but it doesn't say specifically when to start. And that isn't a step that is going to be like evident as an error if you start stuffing at a certain point versus another point. So don't even stress about the stuffing. You can manage that on your own while you create your little bear. Now this little bear also has a scarf, as you can see on the pattern. So how cute is that? Let me hold it closer. So even the color looks terrible, but ooh, and my phone is getting low. Let me plug in my phone. I had my light plugged in. All right, so I'm going to plug in. So if we pause for a minute, don't freak. All right, there we go. Okay, so yeah, so once you get a little bit of substance to your project, then you can start putting the stuffing in. I heard a tip from somebody else. If you have a project that is a dark color and you're putting the stuffing in and the stuffing starts to show through the crochet, you can use pantyhose. So put a pantyhose down in the project, stuff the pantyhose, and then that will, because the pantyhose you can buy whatever color, the pantyhose will show up and not the stuffing. Thought that was a good idea. Sometimes the holes are just not small enough. All right, so we finished round 11. Now we're starting round 12. And after round 12, we're going to do another decrease, and then we'll have several rows that will be at 24 stitches. So you'll be able to see the, what do you call it? Like the transition from the body getting more narrow. Yeah, that's a good idea, right, Katie Cat? Someone else recommended it. I was like, that is brilliant. I mean, I think also if you know, or you have an idea, or you're making a lot of amigurumi, you might be able to get an inexpensive fabric as well and kind of make an insert to put into the project. Excuse me, or netting or something like that. Because once you start cutting the pantyhose, they're going to fray and stuff. So you might not be able to use as much for a project. But yeah, just an idea. If you have a lightweight fabric, I don't know that you would even need to sew it. Just kind of stuff it down in there. Like let's say you have it, you're going to stuff this and you're afraid it's going to show through. Excuse me. You could put the fabric on top, like a pretty big piece, and then as you stuff it, the fabric is going to go down in there as well. And then you could just kind of like do a quick stitch around it and sew the top closed. It seems like something you would have to play with a bit to get it where you like it. Yeah, mash or tool, exactly. So then that would give you a little bit more flexibility with the placement, only because as you cut pantyhose, it's going to fray a little bit. You could even maybe get knee-high stockings, so then it would be cheaper. Just get those little cheap, I've seen them where they're like $1 or something in the little teeny, it looks like a gum machine dispenser thing. It's just a matter of thinking and deciding, you know? Okay, so I think we just finished round 12. So here's 11 and here's 12. Now on 13, we're going to do single crochet in the first 3 stitches. So this is our first stitch. Actually, let me move the stitch marker and do my count, and then that way we know if this truly is stitch 1. Okay, so count underneath that. 1, 2, 4. Yeah, okay, so that's stitch 1. And then we do 3 single crochets. Again, tighten up your stitch so you don't have an issue. And then an invisible decrease. Oops. No, that's right. Okay, and then 3. I was wondering, I was looking to see if he has arms. He does not have arms, thank goodness. Okay, invisible decrease. Did I just do that? 1, 2. I did, but I think I did it a little too early. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, okay. That was correct. Okay. Making sure my phone is charging, which it is. Sometimes if you are using your phone as your camera and then it gets to a certain percentage, it may not recharge fast enough as you're using it. And this one looks like it's going up slowly but surely, and that's fine as long as the battery isn't completely draining. And before you know it, I'm gone. Okay. So after this round, we should have 24 stitches. Okay, let me see here. That is our connector, I think. Decrease, no, 1, 2, 3. Okay, now a decrease again. Okay, and one last decrease. Oops. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and do this stitch and then count my stitches. Make sure we're at the right stitch count. So this will be the first of round 14. We should have 24 stitches. Okay, that is correct. All right, so now round 14 and 15 will be 24 stitches. I think it's about time for another cup of coffee, too. I think I can pause you guys 3 times over the course, but what I can also do is just put my be right back sign up and grab my stuffing and my coffee. Yeah, you don't want to lose me. Not just yet. Yeah, so the battery, it's still charging. It's doing good. All right. And then I'll show you the progression of the body. And then I cannot think of, tapering. That's what the word I'm thinking of. Tapering. You can notice the tapering since we've done our decreases. Now imagine if you use something like this and you use it for your gift tag. I mean, it might be a bit much, but if you really want to do something like that, let's think about the name tag. So you could get fabric crayons or fabric markers, some fusible interfacing, make a name on a piece of fabric, use a fusible interfacing to maybe sand or put two pieces together to make it more rigid, and then you just do like one stitch across to attach the name tag on there. Isn't that a cute idea? My gosh, I'm brilliant. Okay, so this is the end of round 14. Now we're starting round 15. Sometimes when I put my project down, I'll just randomly write the number, which round I'm on. So I'll probably be doing that shortly while I go get more coffee. And then I'll do a be right back after a bit so that I can run out and grab my stuffing. I need to also dedicate some time to my sewing machine today because I want to make, I have some Gilmore Girls fabric and I want to make some zipper pouches. I think those would be cute with the Gilmore Girls fabric. So I have Gilmore Girls fabric and I have Luke's fabric. So I'm trying to figure out, do I line the Gilmore Girls bags with the Luke's fabric, or do I make two separate bags, each with a different liner? So I have Gilmore Girls with a liner and Luke's with a liner. What are your thoughts? And I'm thinking I will use my serger. Otherwise, if I do the lining with a pattern that I already have, it kind of doubles back over itself. So if I do a serger, then the inside edges would be finished, but I have to figure out how to have the lining so that the raw edge is not showing, if that makes sense. I know I can look all that up on YT. There's tons of tutorials about that, different methods. I'll do that before I start cutting my fabric. All right, so let me check. We finished row 14, right? 14 and 15. Okay, so now I'm on 16 and I need to do more of a decrease. So let's go back because I need just 2 stitches and then the invisible decrease. Okay, so let me put my stitch marker at the top of 16, and then I have those 2 stitches and then invisible decrease. So this one is going to be even more evident of the tapering. So there you can see the tapering. You know what I should do? Crochet a basket to put the amigurumis in. People would really be tripping out. Now this is going to taper a lot more, and pretty soon we're going to be getting to the head. So and then it's going to get a tighter opening. So I'm definitely going to need to grab that stuffing pretty quick. And this is invisible decrease. And after row 17 is where we start the head. So yeah, I'm going to need to grab that stuffing. I feel like my feet are frozen. I have my slippers on, but usually I put socks. All right, look at that. See the tapering? Coming right along. All right, let me go take care of some business, and I will be right back. I'm trying to make this look cute while I'm gone. There we go. All right, I'll be right back. Okay, friends, I'm back. I got my stuffing box, and then I will go and get more coffee later. But I want to show you how I did my stuffing box so that it doesn't take up the whole area, because I did buy a 10-pound box. So you don't want to take it out of the box right away. So what I did is I cut a hole right here, and then I just have a hole in the plastic, and then I can reach in and pull out the fluff. There you go. All right, so there is our little guy. We're working on the bear. I am back. Okay, so here we go. Round 16, right? This was 16 with the invisible decrease. And let's count the stitches. Should be 18. Okay, so here's 1, 2, 3, Yep, 18. Perfect. Okay. Oops, get that. And now we are going to do another round with invisible decrease, and that will take us down to 12 stitches. Okay, so there's the first stitch, and we are going to do the invisible decrease every other stitch. So one single crochet and one invisible decrease, one single crochet and one invisible decrease, and I'm just going front loop only for that invisible decrease, and then just tighten your stitches up so you get that nice closure and don't have a lot of gaps. Excuse me, got a frog in my throat today. And I have my microphone right here, so I'm sorry about that if it's being extra loud. Oh yeah, this is getting really small. Oh, I don't want to wait too long to get that stuffing in there. It's going to be too much closure. There we go. Oops, what am I doing? I was going to do another decrease. Okay, so now this is the last one. So what I'm going to do, tighten that up, make the first stitch of round 18, which is where we will start the head. And 18 is actually going to start the increase again. Okay, so let me pull this yarn out, and then we're going to just go in that little hole. I probably should have done it sooner, and put the stuffing in. So I have a little small hole, so I'm not going to get giant chunks of stuffing. And it'll get easier once I put a little bit in there. Ideally, you have a little edge to grab on the edge of your project. But I have fat fingers, so by the time I grab the edge, there's not much space to stuff the stuffing in. Well, let's try it that way. Oh, fat fingers. All right, so once we get this all stuffed, then we can move on up to the head. Maybe I'll schedule a crochet along for tomorrow. I'll put a post up this afternoon, and I will pick out a pattern to do a crochet along, kind of like a Christmas gift idea or something. Hey, look how cool this transitioned. So the very, very bottom is that light brown, and then the next layer is the kind of like cafe au lait, and then now you're getting more towards like a cinnamony kind of color, and then that's going to transition up into the head. So that turned out pretty cute. So I'm not going to stuff this super tight because I don't want to stretch the stitches and make the stuffing show through. But what I'm going to do is just kind of feel around, feel for pockets, shove that down in there to fill any pockets so that the roundness of the bear's little body can stay pretty nicely. And then, you know, just kind of feel it, form it. You know, you can always do that after you're done as well, but you want to make sure you have enough stuffing to create the effect you want. So, you know, this is kind of like a little tapered cone kind of looking. So that feels, I might need a little bit more. And you don't want, for me, I don't want to make it so full that it's not really kind of adjustable, you know, like where it's hard and you can't really form the body. So that looks good. Okay, I'm happy with that. Let's go on to round 18. So we're going to do a single crochet in the first stitch. Oh, I already did that. And then a single crochet increase in the next. So that means a basic increase. You're going to just do 2 stitches in that one stitch. And then that's going to be the repeat. So you have 1 stitch, 2 stitches. One stitch, 2 stitches. Okay. 1 stitch. Whoa. Again, keep it tight. You don't want to have a bunch of gaps. So just keep working with it as you go, and try to keep your stuffing away from your hook. That way you're not pulling your stuffing through when you're making your stitch. And that one is a little bit loose. See this? So let's go back and get this a little tighter. There we go. Then I'm going to be doing 2 stitches here. So there's 1 and 2. And you want to follow the pattern for that taper so that you don't end up with a head that looks like it just blew up to like big size from the neck. And the pattern is going to give you the appropriate taper. Okay, now we're doing our increase, and then we're going to be moving to row 19. And that is going to be 2 stitches, single crochet, so 1 and 2, and so that I want to put my stitch marker so I know where my round is starting. There we go. And put 2 stitches in 1. That's for your increase. And you can see this is kind of getting misshapen as we work. Not a big deal. I'll just fix it up when I'm done. Oh, your stitches are so tight. Yeah, mine are pretty even. On Amigurumi, though, I do definitely need to pay attention to not have like these extra long chain stitches and stuff. Yeah, the color transition, I'm loving it. There we go. It almost looks like a little gourd. And then as you're getting into these smaller spaces, transitioning to a higher stitch count, it is a little bit tricky. So just keep your patience and go on around. And then it's probably going to be a good time to add more stuffing in a bit once I get to the end of this round. You don't want to stuff it so full that your hook is keep grabbing the stuffing, so just play it by eye. See what you prefer on when you're going to add your stuffing. Just be mindful that if you wait till the end, it's going to be very difficult because you're going to have to go navigating all the way down from the top of the head through this opening, but then also working to get this whole little body stuffed. Okay. I did my increase. All right. Now I'm going to count my stitches again just to make sure. The pattern is saying that we should have, at the end of 18, we should have 18 stitches. So let's see. All right. What? That's a little bit more than 18. That's like 24. Maybe I did. Okay, let me check here. So single crochet, 12. Oh no, I'm on round 19. So it says 24 stitches. Okay, let's try that again. 1, 2. Oh yeah, 21, 22, 23, 24. Oh, phew. I was thinking, man, I've been going along so great, counting and everything. How did I get so far off? Okay, so now on this increase round, we're going to do three single crochets, each in its own stitch. And again, keeping your stitches tight. Okay, so there's one. Let's move the stitch counter or marker, stitch marker. It's not counting for us, it's marking. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and then an increase. Okay. And then 1, 2, 3, and an increase. And this part is the head. We are working on the head of the teddy bear. And this is an ornament. And this one calls for safety eyes, but I am going to crochet the eyeballs on there, or rather just use like a sewing yarn and stitch the eyeballs on there. And I have black somewhere, but I think I put it in my yarn bin in the garage. So we will deal with that when we get to it, because I have plenty of other colors and dark colors that would still be appropriate, even if it's something like gray. So I'm able to see that oh, actually, I was just going to say I'm able to see that I'm doing it correctly because I finished with the increase stitch. But as you can see, now I have an extra stitch there. So where did I mess up? So let's count. This is row 20. It should be 30 stitches. And if we're only at 29, I can easily just do that last stitch right there. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. All right, well, let's back it up. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Oh, I think I see the mistake already because it looks like I missed an increase. Okay, so this one is an increase. Then we have 1, 2, 3, increase. 1, 2, 3, increase. 1, 2, 3. That might be farther back. Okay, let's go to the beginning. 1, 2, 3. That's an increase. Oh, forget it. We'll just go all the way back. It doesn't take that long. And we want to make sure that this bear is correct. I could say 1, 2, 3, and increase. 1, 2, 3, increase. 1, 2, 3, increase. 1, 2, 3, increase. Sometimes you just need to slow down and do it in a more remedial way. That's what helps me. 3, and then an increase. And what am I going to have? Okay, then I'm going to have 1, 2, 3 and an increase, so then we should be good. Okay. Alrighty, so one more and then we'll count our stitches. And if it's not 30, then you'll see tufts of hair start flying. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Yay, I don't have to pull my hair out. All right, so there's 30 stitches there. Oh. The bear is coming along. Sorry, I'm scrolling back because I ran out and grabbed my stuffing and I'm scrolling back. All right, so yes, good morning, Angelina. Hello, Momster Mash. Thank you, cute little bear. I had to go out and grab the your eyes are barely open. Oh no. What's wrong with baby bear? 3 a.m. Oh no. Oh. On this one I said that I'm gonna stitch it on because just oh no, poor little man. Well, hopefully he feels better. And you get a little rest, maybe when he's 18. Yay, no school. All right, cool. So yeah, we're just going to be hanging out, chillaxing. I was saying I might schedule a crochet along for tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see. I'll put a post. Oh my gosh. Yay, Momster Mash. Coffee. Yum. Yeah, I start my new job on Monday, so I don't know if they have today as a holiday or not. The owner is a veteran, so I don't know. All right, so we finished round 20. Now I'm going to do round 21. So we'll have 4 single crochets, each in their own stitch. I mean, if I do a crochet along, that's going to be hours. I don't know. Maybe I'll say a crochet along, quote, let's get started. So I'll get you started and then you finish on your own. I don't know. I'm not that fast. So 4 single crochets each in their own stitch. And then the increase for the head. And then 4, and then increase. Oops. You know what I can do? Edit this. Put it on YT just as a full raw unedited. And then edit and add snippets to TikTok. And then you go to YouTube for the crochet along. You know what I mean? That's going to be on your own pace. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, there's my double. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then people can pause or whatever. You know what I mean? Okay. And do 4. Angelina, what were we talking about that I was going to work on this morning? I was looking up those patterns from Grace and Yarn, and oh, you missed the story. I found a creator that made that Jillian Nestor turkey. So I messaged her and I messaged Jillian. So first I messaged Jillian and I asked, hey, do you have the pattern? All the links are not working or whatever. And then I also emailed, or not emailed, but through Ravelry, you can message people. I messaged through that to the person that finished it and asked her if she can send me the pattern, and explained that the links and everything aren't working. Excuse me, I know it's a free pattern. Otherwise, I wouldn't ask you to send it to me, but I can't find it anywhere, even on any paid platforms. So we'll see, if she will share that. Sorry, I'm going back and looking. Yeah, I'm thinking I would do this bear because I'm finishing it today. But I might be able to test some other stuff later and see what we crochet along. You know what I mean? Oh my gosh, I hear you on the whole stroller thing. Like you see people, even people without a stroller. You see three people walking towards you. They're all like lined up shoulder to shoulder. And I just keep walking forward. Like, F you, get the hell out of the way. Like, share the sidewalk, you know? Kimberly, hello. Okay, cool. Yeah, let's do the bear. Um, but if in case we run out of time, I would also have this on YT so people can see it. But I just thought of another idea too, to start out with the small pieces. So that way we have all the small pieces, which are just the ears and the mouth, which look at his little mouth. Isn't that adorable? The ears and the mouth, not the mouth, the nose, they call it the nose. The ears and the nose, and then that way, oh, and the tail, and then that way, and the scarf. Man, I'm amazing, right? Ears, mouth, scarf, and tail. And then that way, each person would be able to finish on their own. And then what I was talking about earlier is the safety eyes. The safety eyes are never guaranteed. This is an ornament, so it shouldn't be an issue. But I would also say that, anything you make for kids, if you're selling it, you have to send it for safety testing and all this rigmarole. So that's why I say my stuff isn't for kids, toys and whatever. It's like only for grown-ups. So you kids just whine about it. Okay, so I did row 21 and I should have 36 stitches. So let's count. I don't know if I counted already. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 34, 35, 36. Okay, cool. So that's round 21. And then 22 through 27 are all the same. So I'm going to keep that marker. That is going to be my indicator of row 21. So now that I said I would put this on YT, I'm thinking like, okay, now I can't take a break. I can't go get my coffee. I can't, but what I could do is finish up the body, take an actual break, and then I would have 2 segments for YT, if that makes sense. So the first segment would be the body, including the eyes and, doing the stuffing and all that. And the next segment would be the small pieces. So each person could start whichever way they wanted with the small pieces or the body. And the body and head are one piece, working in the round. But I will post later today to firm up for sure. And then say like, oh, we're going to have a crochet along. We're going to make this little bear. And then that way people can make sure they have the colors that they want or need. I mean, you can make the bear any color you want. Dark brown, light brown, red, green, whatever. Oh my God, red and green might actually be cute. Make like a real bright green body. And then little nose piece thing in red, so it looks Christmassy. Oh my God, Becky. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. You're going to hold the fort down? Oh, while I go make coffee? Yeah. Chat amongst yourselves. Sparkly white. I have a sparkly red. I have a sparkly gray. And I thought I had grabbed them. And no, I didn't. Okay, I'm totally going to do it. I have no plans tomorrow except watching UFC at night. So I will text my family, which I know that sounds crazy, but I have a 20-year-old, a 19-year-old, and my husband. I'm not going to have, and our house guest. I'm not going to have a meeting and then they forget what I tell them. Oh, by the way, the bathrooms aren't cleaned yet. Okay, I can't divert myself. So let's stay on task because this is going to go on YT. Oh, Mary, just shut your yapper. You know, it'd be cute too, a blue bear. You know what? Just make your whole tree out of these bears. Now this one is definitely turning out larger than the one in the pattern because they said the approximate should be finished size should be 4.5 inches. And I'm not perfect at guesstimating, but I would guesstimate this is going to be bigger than 4.5 inches. But this hook size, 3.75, is about as small as I like to go with the weight for yarn. I should have taken pictures as I go. Jeez Louise. You know what? Ugh, come on. I think I'll do that right now. Take a picture. And you guys are going to be a part of it until I edit you out. Okay, so hold please. I'm going to do a screenshot. Here's my little staging. We'll just have his mouthpiece like it's covering his privates. That looks amazing, huh? Stay safe, everybody. Wear your mask on your crotch. Okay, so let's do that. And I'm actually going to move the camera up. Okay, there we go. Come here. Privacy mask, yes. Oh, that's an idea too. Grab screenshots while I edit. So smart. Editing in TikTok isn't as easy as some of the other apps. Like on Twitch, you can totally edit and grab a section. You can see how long, like a minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever. You can use that as a highlight. I think the highlights are, I was editing those as 15-minute increments because YT had been limiting me. I mean, how do you stifle creativity? You just can't do it. But I will see what I can do. The main thing is to get the post up so people can see and be prepared in case they want to do that. Now, I probably would start at like 6 in the morning. Pacific time. Just so in case my family wants to spend time with me. I might be able to do that in the afternoon. We'll see. Goodness gracious. Okay, there we go. Okay, so how many rows am I doing of 36? From 22 to 27. So this is 21. That's the top of 21, 22, 23, 24. So I'm starting 24, right? Yeah. 21, 22. Look how weird that looks. Like, is that actually where it connected? That's weird. Maybe it just gets like that because of the increases. And now we're transitioning to this little gingerbready color. So Monday I'll be working and I'll be thinking, I wonder what my TikTok friends are doing while I'm working. This thing looks weird, like a hourglass. This guy's gonna have a big head. Well, I guess the head is kind of bigger than the body, right? Yeah, it does look like a peanut, doesn't it? All right. I'm reading your commentary. Oh yeah, the ombre is turning out nice. Oh yeah, Momster, you gotta not get stuck. Sometimes you just have to look for the tiniest win and then add it to another tiny win and another tiny win to bring yourself up. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's why they have that saying, one day at a time. So, Momster, are you going to go live sometime today? I don't think I've seen any of your lives yet. Oh, yeah, girl. When I worked in an office, and I was really close with my coworkers, and so we had a really small team, and so we all pretty much knew everybody's ins and outs and good days and bad days. You just know. You get to know your people like family. And so we would all be working on the same projects, and we would know when there's stress points or whatever. So there would be times when I would feel like so overwhelmed, and then I would just like sit in my chair in my office. Well, not my office, it's a cubicle. Sit in my chair, and then I would just take a deep breath and then like shake my hands up in the air, like, let it all out, get rid of it, so that I could get back and focus and get on task. Otherwise, it's like, okay, you know what? I need to just go home, which wasn't an option because that wouldn't help anything. Everything that was a stressor was still going to be there, and it wasn't bad stressors. It was just a lot of stuff to organize. Exactly. Yep. I mean, doing tight stitches, that can kind of pull the anger out. And then I try to think of little things that I can control. Like if I feel like I ate too much food the day before and I feel nasty or bloated, then I'm like, okay, well, I can drink more water today. I can go work out. I can go for a walk, So just to kind of get some endorphins going or something. Oh, a snowman with cute. I'm going to have to check out your posts. Hopefully you have it posted. So what happens is I'll think like, oh, I got to go check this out. And then I think we all know the rabbit hole. Then I start seeing, so let's say I'm looking at Momster Mash's stuff. Then I'm scrolling through all her stuff like, oh my gosh, this is so cute. Oh, look at this thing. How did she make that? Oh, I wonder what that pattern is. And totally forget to look at what I went there for. Like totally miss the snowman or, it's like, oh, bright colors. I'm going to look at that. Okay, look at that transition. That's looking pretty good. And then when I'm all done, I'll need to just kind of re-squish the body to make it in a good shape. But let's add some more stuffing. Boop, boop. That is too funny. A month or two, yeah. So on this one, I am going to sew on the eyes. I'm not going to use the safety eyes. Oh, you know what? I don't think I'll need to add any stuffing yet. Because it's going to kind of just fall out or get stuck in the hook. But I'll just put it down in his neck for now. There. See that? Okay. And so we are on round what? So this is 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Okay, let's keep on going. We need 27 at 36 stitches. So on the crochet along, you guys type in a response so I know like what your thoughts are. should we start with the small pieces and then go with the body? So that way, if anything comes up or I'm getting like burnt out or it's taking too long or whatever, then we have the small pieces and you can finish on your own with the body and attaching the small pieces. Because what I'm planning on doing is posting where the pattern is, that it is free, and so people can prepare and have it. And that way, also, if they need to dip out, they can dip out. Yeah, this will need some shaping when it's done because one side looks kind of wonky. So then do the body as the second part. What do you guys think? Oh, I better count. I think I'm on 27, 21, so that's the top. 21, 24, 25, 26, 27. Okay, when I go around on this one. Oh, thank you, Kimberly. So I'm going to post later that we'll do a crochet along tomorrow morning. I mean, hopefully if right-handed people show up, they can still follow along. I mean, it's basic counting. You can still count if you're left or right or left-handed, right? Okay, good. That's what I'll do. I'll do the small pieces first. Oh, where does it say? It doesn't say yet to put my eyeballs on. I bet you when I go to the next page, it's going to say that. So I already did the nose mouthpiece thingy. I did that at the beginning of this. So probably after I finish the body, I would stop the live. I don't know. I'm so undecided. I'll just see how I feel. And I'll put you guys on a be right back status if I go get coffee. Down at Starbucks. No. From my kitchen. Oh, sorry guys, I was gone because I decided to go out to breakfast. Sometimes I feel like I want to get like a sign that says on air. You know, like back in the day, WKRP, they would have the sign up there. So then if I do like be right back and my family doesn't know, and they're not running through the house, hey, are you live? Are you live? Just have it standing like the doorway of the living room, the entryway of the living room. Have it flashing on air. That's funny. All right, so I'm getting to the end of 27, and I will turn the page and see what surprises await. As you can see, my printer was having issues, so I did some maintenance this morning, but that was after I did my printouts. Okay, so I probably just added one extra stitch, but let's count and make sure we're still at 36. Okay, what? Okay. Okay, we're only at 35, so that's not amazing. Why am I only at 35? We're gonna add one more stitch right here. Maybe I counted wrong. Okay, let's try again. Okay, well, there's 35. I honestly don't think that one stitch is going to matter. It's just that you wouldn't want to be consistently having an incorrect stitch count. And, excuse me, I'm not actually going to do an adjustment because I don't know at which row we were at 35 instead of 36. So the next step, it says here is where we will add the facial features before we start closing the head. Insert your safety eyes between rounds 24 and 25, 5 stitches apart, or option with black crochet thread or embroidery thread, add eyebrows or eyelashes before securing the backs of the safety eyes. And that's because the little washer on the back of the safety eyes can take up some space where you would normally be putting the stitches in. So your nose centered between the eyes. Optional, add cheeks just below the eyes on either side of the nose. Okay, so actually I think we will do that. Let me see what yarn I am going to use for the eyes. I believe I have I was thinking dark gray. What is this color that I have? That is going to be ugly. Toasted almond. Do you think he will look good with toasted almond eyes? I don't think so. I will look for another color while you put your responses. We can always put red eyes or light tan eyes or blue. I found black. I'm coming back right now. Okay, I found a nice black. This is like a thicker black, but it should work just fine. I just have to find a good needle. All right, so let's use this one with a gigantic eye. And let's see, how long of a piece of yarn might I need? Oops, so this will be yarn eyeballs. And it says to put the eyes, and it's talking about safety eyes, so I'll have to kind of modify it a bit, but the yarn eyeballs should be just fine. Between rounds 24 and 25, so this is 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So let me go from the back, figure out how I'm going to do these eyes. I don't want to do like a crisscross because then it's going to look like he's a Dead-Eyed Joe or something. Let me see. Maybe I'll make like a little triangle eye. Oh, look at that. Oh, that doesn't look bad. Like a little triangle. Okay, I'm not going to tie it. I'm just going to go over. And then it says 5 stitches apart. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'll do the other eye there. Then I can check the spacing and the style to see if it looks okay. So at the top, I'm going back in the same way. And at the bottom, I'm just going a little bit over to the left or right, whichever. Oh, that looks kind of cute. All right, what do you think? This yarn, okay, so for the bear, I'm using Latte Stripe Red Heart. Super Saver, which I think this is my new favorite because I'm a coffee addict. And then this, I think it's like a chunky. I use it to make a beanie. Yeah, right? I love the little death eyes that you put, Momster. And this yarn, it's like a thick, I want to say it's, oh, I got it at Walmart and I made a beanie for my son, but of course I don't have the wrapper anymore. But it's like a thick, kind of like a 5 grade. Oh, feel free to send money so I can get a manicure. You guys know I'm totally joking, but my hands are tore up. But it's a chunky, so I just sewed these eyes on right now. So now I'm going to use this thread in the back. Well, first, look at what I did. You see what I did? I stitched my working yarn in there. Okay, so first we're going to take out the second eye because I have to get to my working yarn. Take off the needle. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is part of the lesson. Okay, so take the eyeball out. And what happened now? And then get your working yarn out of the way. Oh, dude, I think I have to... Oh, my God. Okay. Get your working yarn out of the way. Re-thread. Oh, yeah, if you get the gel, then they dry instantly. Are you going to go get them done? Or do them yourself? Yeah, oops. Okay, so they need to be five stitches apart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here we go again with our little triangle eyes. Yeah, so if you get the gel, then they have like, they set them up like with a heater thingy. But at my place, then when you go back, they charge you to soak off the polish. All right. Okay, so we're back with 2 finished eyeballs. Why does this one look smaller? Does it look smaller? Yeah, it does. Jeez Louise. Maybe when I pull that. Holy macaroni. Of course, you know, in my mind, I'm like, F it, I don't care. But let me see how I can make this eye bigger. There we go. That looks better. There. Okay, now I'm going to tie the 2 ends together, but I'm not going to yank it really tight. Just going to tie it so that the eyeballs don't come out. But if I yank it really tight, then it's going to affect the eyeballs. You know it's going to be easier if I turn this inside out. Okay, so then let's tie that. Make a couple knots. Nobody's going to see it. Nobody's going to know. Nobody's going to know. Ooh, dip powder. I've heard of that. So is that for natural nails as well? The dip powder? Okay, what else am I adding here? The mouth. So now, and let's look at our picture. I'm not going to add eyebrows or cheeks. Okay, so let me use this needle again. Oh my gosh, I can't even pick it up. What in the world? Okay, there we go. It almost looks like Groot, doesn't it? Oh, here we go. Look, it's Groot. Oh my God. Hey. Alrighty. There we go. Yeah, I am Groot. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Okay, so now back to the little mouth. And I am going to secure the bottom. Make the alignment. And then, oh my gosh, sorry I keep bumping you. See if I can sew from the inside without it looking completely horrid. Come on. All right. I don't know, just kind of sew it however you like. If somebody wants to yank on the mouth and pull it off, then so be it. So what I'm doing is I'm kind of going into the side stitches and grabbing them and then attaching. I don't know if you can see that. So I'm going into these side stitches and then attaching it down onto the brown. Let me see if I can show you my glasses. See, I wear bifocals, so I have to get like close to see what's going on, but I'm trying to show you too. So here I just go in here, and then grab a stitch from the brown. Can you see that? All right, then check the alignment. That looks good. I feel like the doctors on those plastic surgery shows. Check the alignment. Are they even? Okay. Whoops. Where is my stitch? Okay. And then that way you kind of tuck the stitch under so you can't see the white. And then just keep checking your placement. Oops, sorry. So just kind of grab one of the stitches there. Come on. His head is going to be totally mangled. Look at that. Okay, pull that. And then just keep checking your alignment. It's probably not going to be perfect, but if you keep checking, then it's going to be the best it can be. Mm-hmm. And then kind of fluff it back up. Don't sew it so tight to the face that you can't have that like 3D effect. And then make sure you can just kind of fluff it back up again. So see, I'm getting that brown thread and then just get into the stitch. See that? And you get another fiber from somewhere else. I don't know what that is. Okay, so then just pull it tight. Fluff it. So head on, you can't see the stitches. They're like hidden under there. Now we're going back to the beginning here. So I want to make sure this little bump kind of doesn't get accentuated. So grab that stitch and kind of, I don't know, like push that knot in. Okay, so push the knot in and then go under, and let's see how that looks, because this should be the last stitch. Oops, I'm gonna pull my yarn out of my needle, of course. That's amazing. Okay, now look at how he looks. Yeah, looks pretty good. And I have my yarn on the inside, so I am going to flip it inside out again. So then we can secure this end. And don't yank it too tight because you might distort the mouth unknowingly. Okay. There we go. And then if you want to add other features, you can add eyelashes. Wait, I don't want to go that deep. You can add eyelashes, cheeks, whatever, to add more character. If you wanted to make it like a little girl teddy bear, you could add eyelashes, or a boy teddy bear that likes eyelashes. Okay, then flip it back. Take a look. Bada bing, bada boom. Welcome, welcome. Thank you. Oh, you guys are so sweet. Hey, Claire, how's it going? You're back. Okay, so now here I am back to the top of the head, or actually the forehead. So again, you can your phone holder thing falls over? Which one did you get? So the one I have has a weighted base, and let me show you actually. So this is the top of it where I clip my phone in here. It moves, and then this swivels. It has a light on the back. Let me turn it around and show you. it has a light on the back, which is reflecting down onto the table. And then when you put it away, this folds up. So some people were, they would have it set up like this, and then the thing folds down. It's like, no, you have to turn it the other way. So there's that. And then it has this rod, and then it has the space. And it's put, and this little remote comes out, but I honestly don't know what I would use that for. I think this is $50 on Amazon. And the box is just out of reach. Let me grab the box and show you. And the light is totally rechargeable. It also has that light on the top. But another option that I used to use was a tripod, and I just clip the phone on the top of the tripod. Here is the box. And then you can watch videos on how to set it up. So see this? That's how I have mine set up right now. And they even have it like way up like a selfie stick. I don't know really how that would work because the counterbalance I don't think is strong enough. Like my phone is kind of heavy, and so it's questionable sometimes. Yeah, that's that. Definitely keep shopping because you can find one in your price range that will work for you. Okay, let me put my needle away, and then we are on round what? 28, single crochet 4. Oh, let me get my stitch marker and mark this. This will be stitch 1. Okay. And then once we do a little bit more decrease, we can add stuffing. Now we're going to do the invisible decrease. So you just grab your 2 stitches, your 2 front loop only. So see the front loop only, 1, 2, and then go ahead and finish your double or single crochet, and then make sure you're tightening that up. And then we're going to do 4 single crochet. So this is like a really gradual decrease. Okay, and then a decrease again. So you see how I'm just in the front loops there. And 4 again. Oh my gosh, he's coming together. Okay, do a decrease again. And then it will be easier to add the stuffing to where it won't be falling out as we're working. And it'll be away from the hook, so we wouldn't be crocheting it in or having it have the stitches pulling the fluff out. Now, if you remember, I only had 35 stitches on the prior round, so I'm not sure what my stitch count is going to be now. It should be around 30. So let's see. Oh my gosh, what is going on here? Okay, 1, 2. 29. Oh, 30. Okay, cool. So I said the finished size is estimated to be 4.5 inches. Let me grab my tape measure here. It is not going to be 4.5. It looks like 6 or 7. Oh, 6. So far it's about 6 inches. All right. Now we're going to do another decrease on the round 29. And this one is going to be a little bit more tighter of a decrease. Just like how we did the increase before, this will be after each 3 stitches will be a decrease stitch. And then front loop only, because we're doing an invisible decrease. It just gives it like a little bit smoother transition and closes up those holes. And then after this round, I'm going to add some more stuffing. Somehow I got a little bit of stuffing right here. You don't even notice it, then it starts showing up on the bear. It's like, what the heck? Why does he have dandruff? Okay. Okay, that was my decrease. Now another nice thing on YT, you can change the playback speed. You can do it faster or slower. You can pause to catch up. You can pause if you need to go work on something. Sorry, I had a split right there. What am I doing? Oh, that was my decrease. I think it was. I think we're in the right stitch. What the heck? See, the stitches are so small. Okay, I need that. I need that stitch right there. All right, this is 3 and then a decrease. Here we go. Let me take a screenshot so we can have this progress with his little face on there. All right, I'm going to go back and look at. Sorry, I'm going back and looking at your comments. Oh, okay. Oh, Witchy Mama. Yeah, let me see what your thing looks like and we'll see if we can help. Oops. It's wanting me to comment. All right. Welcome, Jackal. Happy Friday. Oh, Jack. Okay, awesome. All right, assuming Momster is gone. Hopefully she'll have a great day. Oh, yeah. Yeah, about your mom. Oh, she's so sweet. I wonder how often her mom goes over there. I would guess daily. All right, so let's keep going around here with our single. Wait a second. Oh my gosh, it's been like 3 hours just doing this body and the mouth. I'm sure some people can make this up in like an hour, but I'm a bit slow. Oh, I think this is gonna be my decrease right here. Here we go. Okay, I think I did this round wrong because I have 2 stitches left. But I'm sure all you lovely crocheters will do much better, be more accurate at counting. Okay, so this is saying I should now have 24 stitches. Let's see what I have. 25. That's okay. That's okay. We'll make up for it in the next round. Okay, and now we're going to add some stuffing. So I think what I'll actually do is call this stitch the first stitch of round 30. Okay, let's add some more stuffing. And I like to do mine in little bits because it's just easier to manage and move around so that you don't end up with one side of the item that has a bunch of stuffing and then you can't really move it around to smooth it out. And it says to stuff the head firmly, but I'm not sure how I'm going to do that. Oh, okay, Witchy Mama. That sounds good. Witchy, she has a chronic condition that she was born with. And she might, at this point, be recovering from a surgery. I'm not 100% sure. Oh, maybe she has. Oh, okay. Okay, so we're going to stuff this as firmly as we can. And then just so you guys know, when I put my video on live, or not on live, on YT, the commentary doesn't show up. So just the stuff that I say. All right, so round 30, we're going to do 1, 2 stitches and then a decrease. And I did one already, so here's our decrease. And then 2 stitches. And a decrease. And don't forget, keep your stitches really tight so that you don't get holes. This one is kind of a big hole, but we're just going to be moving ahead. So 2 stitches. And a decrease. There we go. Ooh, I know we're getting to a darker brown. So this will be cool because it looks like the tail and the ears are going to be this dark brown. And you can see how this is tapering. My dog is at the back door. Hold on. I'll be right back. Take a look at that beautiful face. I'll be right back. Okay, that was good because I could get the blood circulating back in my legs. Actually raise my chair up a bit. Okay. Sorry, I'm reading your commentary. Oh, that's so sweet. Oh. So it's funny you say about she's telling you what to write or the style or whatever. I was in another live and she happened to be there, and she brought up Uno and she's telling them she wants to play Uno only with her rules. And I remembered you telling me that she wanted to do that with you, only her rules. That was funny. Okay, let's see how many stitches I have. It should be 18. So let's see how far off we are now. 1, 2, 19 stitches. Okay. So I think what I'm going to do is actually start out with a decrease just to make up for that extra stitch. Ideally, you're going to go back and just tear it all out and get to your right stitch count. But if it's only one, I just opt to fix it some other way. So, and I mean, if you look at him, he doesn't look like he's affected at all by the miscount. Sometimes it can be obvious if you have a very technical pattern. Okay, now this one we're going to be decreasing every other stitch. Oops. So I'm going to call this one my first stitch. So I'll put my stitch marker. And then a decrease. And 1. And a decrease. And now the head is closing up pretty good. So probably going to want to add more fluff pretty soon. He looks like he's wearing a dark crown now because it's switching to that dark brown. Okay, let me stop here and add some more fluff. So we want to have his head firm as per the directions. Oops, dropped my hook. And then just kind of check your shape. When you're all done, you're going to need to fix the bottom, like just so that it's, and the head, just so that you have the right contour. Okay, and the head feels pretty firm to me. And then when I'm doing my stitches, I'm kind of trying to push the stuffing away because I don't want to pull the stuffing out with the hook. And then when you're doing your decrease, again, it's invisible decrease, so you're doing front loop only. Thank you for the likes. And I'm really paying attention to this bear, so I'm not really reading the screen right now. Here we go. All right. And I am back to the beginning here. And let's see what the directions say. All right, so we're just going to keep going till it's getting smaller and smaller. I'm going to take the stitch marker out. So the next one we're going to be doing, is it a decrease in every one? No, it's still going to be, oh yeah, it is. Let's do that actually. It's going to be a decrease in every one. So I should be getting down to 12 stitches. Now this one you really want to pull the stitches tight because you're going to get to where you just sew the top closed, but you don't want to have like a giant cinch. So if you make your stitches nice and tight, it is going to just make that decrease nicely and more smooth, like for a smooth transition. So just really keep your yarn tight. And then see how small the hole is getting. So that way when we do the sewing, it won't be like super obvious. It'll just look like nice closing stitches. And I'll show you what I mean. Ooh, ooh. Okay, now I think if I continue, well, let me do one more decrease because it starts to get where it looks weird. Honestly, like you're making a nipple or something. Okay, so set this down, pull out some extra yarn, find my needle. So it's like surgery. I'm going to get all my tools ready and then I'm going to cut the yarn. Okay. Okay. Well, let's see where I'm at here. Okay, I'm going to actually do a chain because I want to keep that last stitch tight and closed. So now I'm going to cut the yarn, pull that through, and then you just have that little tiny hole, and then it's smooth on the top so he doesn't look like a cone head. Okay, now thread the needle. Check the commentary. Welcome, welcome. Okay. All right, so I have the chain, and then I'm just going to kind of go into the stitch and go across, and then just pull it a little, and then kind of go sideways into the stitch and pull that a little, because you don't want to do it like super tight and be impatient, because then you're going to create a hole and then your stuffing's going to show through. Okay. So just eyeball it and see what you think, how it's looking, and if you need more stitches. There. See? All closed. Oh, Bella. Yeah, let me check back because she had something where she got an email message, Bella did, from me saying that something was shipped to her, but I'm thinking it was a scam because the email that I have to automatically send when I ship things, that's only through Shopify. she didn't order through Shopify, and her item that she ordered directly from me, and I shipped it and she received it a long time ago. And she said that the message came from UPS. Well, I don't ship UPS. Okay, so here I'm trying to tie off this knot. That should be good. Since this is just an ornament, it doesn't have to be extra super awesome knot. Okay, so then see how I just pull the needle through? And then I'm going to pull that kind of tight so it kind of hides, which it's not going to stay 100% down because I'm going to nip this off. But the extra yarn is going to be inside the head. Boom. Bear. Okay, now ears. Single crochet magic circle. Get up here, little Boomba. Okay, you sit there while I make your ears. Oh, how can you do what I'm asking you to do when you can't hear? Because I didn't make your ears yet. Oh my gosh. Okay, and then it's going to be so. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just make the ears and make the tail, and then I will sew them on later. Because each crochet person is going to have their own style of how they are going to sew. So we're going to make a magic circle, and then we are going to do 6 single crochets. Okay, so there's 6 single crochets. Then tighten up the magic circle. Okay, so in this one, the increase is only going to be increasing 3 stitches. So then you're going to have 9. Oops, I've got a split yarn right here. Let me fix that. Okay, so 1 single, and then do 2 in the next. And then 1 single. Two in the next. And then 1 single. And then 2 in the next, and I think we're back at the beginning. I'm not using my stitch marker just because this is going to go so fast that it's going to be taking more time to do the stitch marker than it would to finish. And then we're going to do round 3 and 4 with just 1 stitch in each stitch. And then we'll make 1 more, and those will be the ears. It feels like it's gonna kind of make a kind of bubbly piece. Maybe we fold them in half before we sew them on. Weird. Oh no, I know what it's gonna do. It's gonna be like a little puff ear. And again, just keep tightening up your stitches so that it will form this little ear the way it's supposed to. You don't have a bunch of loose stitches out there. Okay, I think that is just about it. 2, 3, a couple more stitches maybe. See, when it's this small, it's kind of hard to keep track of the rows, and it is in the round, so once I get 1, 2, 3, just a couple more stitches, then I will be done with that. And then we're going to have the long tail so that we can use that for sewing on the ear. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, this looks weird. I mean, just this part, see how it doesn't really look like rows or rounds? That's okay. The ear is looking cute. Okay, let's see how that looks once we put it on the side. Oh yes, it's going to be cute. Okay. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. I think still a couple more stitches. 9 is a lot more than I expected. Okay. All right, I'm going to call it done before we end up with super long ears. All right, I'm going to slip stitch that just so we have a lower profile on that ending point. Do a couple single crochets, leave a long tail, not single crochet, a couple chains, leave a long tail, pull it through, and then I just tighten down the chain stitches. All right, set that ear aside, make another ear. Oh, I want to fasten off the magic circle. So let me go. I turned it inside out. I need my needle again. I mean, I think once you have everything crocheted onto the magic circle, it isn't going to loosen up, but I don't know. I think maybe I'm paranoid. So I'm just going to stitch that real quick and then tie a knot. And then for sure the magic circle won't be coming out. Ooh, my hands are cold today too. Okay. All right, so I got a knot there. Cut that off. That's the magic circle end, and that is on the inside of the ear, so fold it back again. And then here is the ear that we will sew on later. Okay, now we're going to make another ear. It should be the same color throughout, but we'll see what we end up with. think the tail is going to be the same. Yeah. Okay, so 6 single crochet. Let's see. One more. And then tighten up the magic circle. And, my gosh. And then what I'm going to do, well, I'll do my first stitch. Then I'm going to tie or fasten the magic circle right off the bat. Okay, so there's the first stitch and then 2. So this one we're doing the increase every other 1, and then we'll have 9 stitches. Okay, here's my needle. All right, now let me tighten this up, and so the magic circle closed. It should stay closed just because of the crochet connected and all that, but just in case. And now I dropped my hook, so all right. Okay, let's finish up this ear, and we'll do the tail and the scarf, and then I will leave you to sew your pieces on, and then I will make a post with my finished product. Actually, we're going to do the scarf too. I think I'll make my little guy a red scarf. So the ears, we're just doing a magic circle, 6 single crochets on the magic circle, and then when you do your stitching around, you're doing on round 2 1 single crochet, then 2 single crochets in the next stitch, and then 1 single crochet, and then 2. So then you're going to end up with 9 stitches around, which, as long as you're not going enormous and making too many increases, just do a quick count. You don't have to like really be too technical. If you prefer to use the stitch marker to make sure you're more accurate on your stitch count, that's totally fine. I'm just kind of freehanding here a bit. And then I will compare to the other ear. But again, keep your stitches tight. And this one is going to be a total of 4 rounds. So make sure you have 4 rounds. That way your 2 ears are the same height when you attach them to your bear. And the tail is going to be made using the same concept. It will be 3 rounds and it will be 6 stitches. So it'll be a little bit smaller, but it'll still be this cute little bump style tail. Okay, a few more stitches and then we'll have our 4 rounds. And you want to make sure your 2 ears are uniform. So each one should have 9 stitches around and 4 rows, or 4 rounds. Okay, that should do it. Let's see how they look next to each other. Well, I don't know why this one is a little more pointy, but we can fix that as we sew. So if you have something that's a little more pointy or it doesn't match exactly, then just kind of, when you're sewing it on, kind of try to reshape it and stuff. I mean, there's always a chance that it'll go back to like a little bit not exactly uniform, but that's handmade stuff, you know. It's not going to be perfectly perfect every single time. Okay, so there's the ears. And whoops. And let's get the yarn again. We're going to use the same one for the tail. Magic circle, 6 single crochets. There's your magic circle. And this one is only going to have 6 stitches and 3 rounds, so it's not going to have any increases. Okay, let's make sure I counted correctly. Yep, one more. Okay, and then tighten up your magic circle. And then we're going to just go around 6 stitches for 3 rounds. Okay, so let's see, 1. And that is going to make a very tight, dense tail for your little bear. Oops. I think it's 3 rounds. Yeah, 3 rounds. And just keep tightening up your stitches. And then you have like a little nubbins for the tail. There we go. Just a couple more stitches and it'll be done. And we'll do the scarf. And I am going to use, oh my gosh, I have so many pretty colors right here. I thought I would use red. I think I will use red. I think that'll be a nice pop of color against the brown. Okay, so here we have the tail. And I'm going to do that slip stitch just to get that smooth, and then 2 chains. Okay, there we go. And there's the tail. Okay, let me do a screenshot real quick of my little pieces. Oop. Oh, sorry, I hit the wrong button. There we go. Okay. Now the scarf. And I do believe I will use this impeccable and make a red scarf for my little bear. My little bear. Okay, let me clean up my spot here a bit. I started using my Groot yarn over there and got a little messy. Okay, so here we have that. Move the stitch marker. Here is the pattern we are working on. Free pattern from Grace and Yarn. Okay, the scarf, chain 50. Wow. Half double crochet in the second chain from your hook. Okay, so let's do a chain 50. Because it's got to go around the little bear's neck. And I just lost count. Okay. Okay, 50. There we go. Okay, now we're going to make the scarf for the little teddy bear. And the scarf requires a chain 50 and then half double crochet down the length of the chain. And for the scarf, you can use whatever color you like. I mean, even for the bear, you can use whatever color you like. Just, you know, what speaks to you on what you want for your bear. And I'm just using whatever yarn I have around. I happen to have a leftover latte stripe, so I used that for the bear. I'm using this impeccable. It's red for the scarf. I had a little scrap of white that I used for the mouth, and then I stitched the eyes on with some black yarn, and I used the latte stripe for the little nose thingy too, and the latte stripe for the ears and the tail. Thank you for all the likes. Thank you, thank you. I see the hearts floating up while I'm finishing up this scarf. The scarf starts with a chain 50 and then a half double crochet in each stitch down the length of the chain. And this scarf is going to go around the little bear's neck. You know, you don't want your little teddy bear ornament to be cold. And as you know, whenever you're starting a project, the working off that base chain is like the most tedious. So it takes a little time. I am going to post this whole video on my YT. So if you're interested, I just have to wait for it to get processed here on TikTok. And then I can download it and add it to my YT. So you can see the whole video, how I made the teddy bear ornament. And then I will include information here or about the pattern. It is a free pattern from Grace and Yarn. She has a bunch of free patterns on there. I don't know if I'm going to be selling these or not. I have to check what her guidelines are. Sometimes creators say, don't make stuff and sell what you make from my pattern. So, I try to respect that. Technically, this isn't exactly her pattern because I got my stitch count all messed up. But I'm not going to split hairs like that. So here we go down this chain, the most boringest part. And when you're watching on YT, you have the option. You can fast forward, you can pause, you can speed up the replay time, slow down the replay time. It's very user friendly. So that way, if you're interested in making this, but you're not clear on following the whole pattern, you can always look at my video and then see like little tips or tricks. My gosh, my dog is so weird. He's going in and out of the house multiple times, and then he's running around sniffing everything. He's so funny. All right, let me check my commentary here, see what you guys are up to. Oh, yes, I am left-handed. And it seems to be that it is enjoyable for other people to see a left-handed person, either if they're left-handed or if they're not, to see how they crochet, which I never thought anything of it. But when I started tagging that I'm a left-handed crocheter, then it seems like I get a lot of people coming in and saying, hey, I'm left-handed too, so that's really cool. I was taught by my dad, and my dad was left-handed. So, and that was in the early 70s, because I learned when I was about 8. And so for me, it wasn't really ever a novelty. I mean, I knew when I was in school that I was different because I was left-handed. There weren't a lot of left-handed people in my school that I recall. But being in a house with another left-hander made it like a lot easier. I'm trying to show you this while I'm peering at it from the side, because I can't watch through the camera and then do it. And since I have my camera forward facing, so you guys can see the left-handed effect, I'm just kind of peering at it off to the side so that I can see my stitches, but then you guys can see through the camera as well. So this is going to be a little teddy bear ornament. The original design is from Grace and Yarn. It is a free pattern. The estimated size was to be 4.5 inches, but I opted for a larger hook. So I am using a 3.25, and I suspect that she would use a 2.75. Wait a second. Yeah, this is 3.25. But the 2.75 is just way too small for me. So I just used the 3.25. I'm using a regular 4 weight yarn, and just, you know, however it is, that's how it is. And this is going to be the little bear's scarf. That is a chain 50, and then half double crochets down the length of the chain. And I will add this to my YouTube channel. So if you're interested in seeing the whole replay, you can speed it up, slow it down, fast forward, go to the certain points that interest you. It will take time to process the video, but I will add it. And I'm planning on doing a crochet along tomorrow, but I will post that information on my TikTok hopefully later today. That way everybody can get their supplies and their pattern. All right, finally coming to the end. And the scarf is only one row built on this chain 50. So that's easy enough. All right, now I'm gonna chain 2 just because that's how I finish it. And here we go. And then what I'm probably going to do is just tie these two ends together and cut them off or weave it in. We'll see. All right. So now what I am going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take a break from the live. So I'm going to go ahead and end it. I'm going to attach all the pieces. Let me make sure I have everything first. Body, head. I already attached the mouth, 2 ears, a tail, and a scarf. And yes, that is it. So I'm going to go ahead and attach the pieces, and then I will post the finished picture and the information for the crochet along. All right, thank you guys. Have a great day.